Hi everybody, it's Miss Carrie with another holiday segment for you. So today we'll be talking about a holiday that takes place on December 13th, which is called Saint Lucy's Day or Saint Lucia's Day. So this holiday takes place in countries that are in what's called Scandinavia. Scandinavian countries are in Europe, at the top of Europe, so they're closer to the North Pole than the rest of Europe. So in countries like Finland and Sweden, that's where St. Lucy's Day is celebrated most. So who was St. Lucy? So I've got a little handout here, like this picture shows St. Lucy, a statue of her. So St. Lucy was a young girl who lived around 304, the year 304, a really long time ago. So what she did was she brought food and other things to people who are in what are called catacombs, and they're underneath the earth, so it gets really dark. So she brought food to people that were hiding. They were Christians that were hiding because of their faith, because Rome at that time didn't allow Christianity. So she was taking a risk by going into the catacombs and bringing food to eat for these folks. But to find her way in the dark, she would wear a crown of candles. See the picture there? So the reason she did that was so that she could see her way in the dark and so that her hands would be free to carry the food. So that's what St. Lucia's Day is all about. So it's celebrating that young girl. Now today, families celebrate. So St. Lucy's Day is celebrated on December 13th when the dark of night seems to have overtaken in the land. The very first Lucia maidens wore wings as part of their costume. These were quickly replaced by a crown of candles. But Lucia retained her image as an angelic being who brings hope, charity, and light to brighten the darkest days of winter. Because it is really dark in those countries really early. Like here it gets dark, maybe around 5:30, but in those countries it can get dark even earlier in the afternoon, so there's a lot of nighttime. So that's why they celebrate this holiday that celebrates light too. So in Finland, some Swedish families began celebrating Lucia Day in the early days of the 1900s. In 1927, Sweden held its first Lucia competition, which is similar to a beauty pageant. In 1930, Finland selected its very own national Lucia and celebrated with a parade. So that's the picture I showed you before. So they select the national Lucia. But this is a book about Finland. But in Sweden, they choose a girl from each town to be Saint Lucia. So she wears a white dress with a red sash, and on her head is a wreath of the candles. Now today they use electric candles so that there's no danger from fire. So here's a picture of the girl chosen as Saint Lucia in this town. And she's carrying her candle in a parade. So there is a Lucia in every town and many schools too. And then the Lucias visit malls. So it sounds almost like Santa Claus, doesn't it? And elderly people's homes, often passing out ginger snaps and saffron-flavored St. Lucia buns. So this is a different holiday that takes place in December that we don't hear about as much in the United States. So here's another picture of her going in the procession. That's something else that I learned that was really neat. Was in homes, sometimes the oldest daughter is chosen to be Lucia. So I'm the oldest daughter of my family, so I might be chosen. But what she does is she wakes up to home, and she has on her white dress with her red sash, and she wakes everybody up to serve coffee and baked goods like the saffron bread or other ginger biscuits. And I even saw one website say that you could even use cinnamon buns to take as breakfast to the members of your family. So this was a cool holiday that I wanted to share with you because I thought it was really neat. So here's another picture of a little girl with her Saint Lucia crayon. And this is a picture of the saffron buns. Now later this week for our craft, Miss Carrie will show you how to make your very own Lucia crayon. So I hope you drop by on that day to see the video of us doing our Saint Lucia crayon. So I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.